Pew, pew. Woo-hoo-hoo. I'm saying, let me get my oils on. No diddy. No, no diddy. Let me get my oils on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Ah, let me get that oil on. Let me get that oil on. Let me get that oil on. Let me get that. Let me get that. Let me get that. Time out is Kelsito, the spirit coach, getting you in shape and form for the age of Aquarius yet again. You know, and welcome to the cybersecurity job. Is a Psyop. We call it Psyop, so all out, all day. We turning things around, so you gotta turn things around in your life to make your shit really fulfill. You know what I'm saying? So you can give birth to a new version of you. You know what I'm saying? Especially going out of Virgo season, where we was, in that virgin energy, remaining pure and shit like that. And now motherfuckers trying to judge you. Motherfuckers trying to judge us and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But we know with the sun in Virgo, you may be seeking balance in your motherfucking relationships. So we need that bread. You know what I'm saying? We need that bread. We need that bread. Okay? And we gonna break it down and stuff like that. Not that bread like y'all be eating at the churches and stuff like that. We have to have a way that we can relate. This it's only right. You get what I'm saying? We give to each other, right? That's what we do. We coming in peaceful spirits because it ain't gotta be all of that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already got people on edge, holding people down, shadow banning people, making people negative and seem like they not. And this is a practice that's been going on for ages. Not even ages, let me say that, probably past 300 years for people that have a certain type of mind or a type of motherfucking way of talking and shit like that. So they do it in all types of ways, you know what I'm saying? But especially if you have indigenous thoughts, indigenous mind. You know what I'm saying? Like my family, is direct line from Choctaw and shit like that. And, motherfucking Wichita and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but we gotta make sure we remaining on point and remaining intelligent, you know what I'm saying, and allowing ourselves to be share information. And motherfuckers, you gonna see you as a motherfucking threat. That's something they gotta take up with themselves and shit. You know what I'm saying? That's something they gotta take. You just keep working. You just keep working. You just put your work in. You know what I'm saying? When you put that work in, that work gonna develop into what it's gonna develop and stuff like that. And so we breaking all psyops. What's the next psyop? You know what I'm saying? I already called out the YouTube psyop with the views and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, hold on, I'm getting too many weird type of reactions when you know what I'm saying? It's just like, no, we got to make sure that the reactions is on point and stuff, reactionary, you know. But yeah, so this getting into the art of them creating jobs and the esoteric behind your job, because there's an esoteric behind everybody's job. And if you know how to find your esoteric behind your job, you know what I'm saying, you can start seeing what quality of that job that you attracted to make you more sufficient in what you may need and stuff like that. And that's what we all need. We all need each other. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to these motherfucking circumstances that we be in. You know what I'm saying, as far as humanity, linking up and sharing ideas and trying to gain more balance in what the fuck we all involved in, so nobody got to get lost. And we ain't got to get lost. We ain't got to get lost. You know what I'm saying? We got to get lost. We can also understand shit. We can understand stars. We can understand movement. We can understand what something mean. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to be lost. But, this is just in an aspect of putting information on relational purposes, so motherfuckers can take that and do what they will and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they can't, motherfuckers try to, it's not really nothing really overthinking. It's only like people with Christian minds that be super overthinking. They hop into that overthinking bag really fast. and stuff like that and stuff. And it just make people nervous, and nobody want to be nervous. So why y'all trying to put people in nervous spirits and stuff like that, trying to play God like, oh, this is happening and shit like that? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, so getting into the cybersecurity job and stuff like that, and this kind of takes you into like different jobs and like how they do every job, you know, essentially, because in a job you're not necessarily funding. You're funding something, you know what I'm saying? Everything is like some type of pyramid scheme that lean back to like that intellectual property. And basically a lot of these jobs that's in America was started being had, and it was to fund, you know, it came in the eyes of something, something helping somebody, you know what I'm saying? But it'll actually be against them, you know what I'm saying? So that's like needing a job for money, but that money finna buy up your land or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So this is kind of how a long time ago, you know what I'm saying, they did reverse witchcraft on people, etc. And you know what I'm saying, not knowing how the motherfucking spiritual energy can play out. You know what I'm saying? Taking the men out of the situation, and aka the thought of, hey, this doesn't look right, or this seems shady, or something like that. That would be the indigenous thought to whatever job they was getting, and only wanted people that had weaker minds, wrapped them up in some type of, you know what I'm saying, fucking eating, sleeping and shit like that, getting them good, and being able to trash the individual mentally that maybe has an indigenous thought of questioning shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when they get into the cybersecurity, not the funny thing is, like, I've been seeing that heavy. They've been promoting cybersecurity. So cybersecurity, the whole job entails a situation of the behind the scenes of it is to get people offline and shit like that. So that's kind of what you get a certain thing. So even when they talk about, hey, we need a space force or something like that, like Elon Musk and them, yo, we need a SpaceX force or something like that. You know what I'm saying? That comes in a form of them needing somebody to play, put attack things that invade a space. You know what I'm saying? So they trying to force people out of a space and cybersecurity. This is all to like kind of conduct people's minds that have individual minds type shit. You know what I'm saying? And they've been doing this for a long time. It's not nothing new, but cybersecurity is just like a new form of it. So when you sign up for a cybersecurity job, you may be doing some mundane shit. You may be taking something that's like big, breaking it down to making it something small or whatever. That will be like the actual practice of it. But what you're not knowing is that because you got that job, they getting government checks for them to fund what they're actually doing behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? It's like NASA. Yeah, you gonna work in NASA, and whatever you gonna be doing in NASA is gonna be probably the craft that they got in their mind when actually doing it. So it's a practice. Like they make this up. They set it up. It ain't like we actually need them or something like that. They set it up for it to be ran a certain way, you know what I'm saying? And once it's ran a certain way, you know, uh, this takes them into, anybody can start a certain company, but why you can't when you try to do it? You know what I'm saying? So it's controlled. It's a, it's a, yeah, it's a infrastructure around it, and why. But a lot of people don't know how they get in that situation because they're not crafty enough or have a spiritual intellect enough to kind of know what they might be participating too far into. You know what I'm saying? So this is when it comes to spiritual skills, relational skills, and you know what I'm saying, being able to understand certain things or understand, you know what I'm saying, the outer existence from the inside and shit like that. You'll be able to see from the inside and from the outside at the same time and things. And that's your masculine and feminine come together, having an emotion and feeling about that and going hard. So So yeah, so if you got a cybersecurity job, you may be doing the actual practice of whatever they're trying to do in their mind. You know what I'm saying? That's how these jobs are set up. You get what I'm saying? So even like a lawyer, you know what I'm saying? You just represent the physical practice of them mentally only being favorable to their types of system. You get what I'm saying? So you can pull strings, especially if you a higher tier type lawyer and stuff like that. So when we get into this cybersecurity thing, the cybersecurity thing is to secure uh, um, people and create psyops and stuff for people online for internet personalities to secure what doesn't and what does get in the algorithm. And then whatever y'all doing that's just doing the regular jobs, y'all getting funded for that. Now, the thing is, what you doing, you probably don't think is negative in your mind and stuff like that, but it can play on to things like you getting maybe missing out on opportunities that can actually help your family shift instead of you just being like, oh, I got a job and I got this money. You put your gifts and talents to the side, but you don't necessarily follow your actual true nature. And that may be to get your family out of a situation. But this job requires so many hours. It's so mundane, but that money good and stuff like that. But you never get time for your gifts and talents where, you that could have took you way farther type shit. You know? So you always gotta remember that when it comes to you know, being equitable, you know what I'm saying, within your space, you know, because a lot of shit, a lot of these jobs is that, you know. So you always funding the person at the pyramid scheme at the top, all the way down to war. Let's say you want to join a war and stuff, and you sign up and getting that, right? The war may look like you going to war with Iraq or something like that. But how they look at it is like, in their mind, what they mind is we going to war with our slaves mentality and stuff. So you may enter that, you may be doing a practice of, you know what I'm saying, going on a bunch of missions. But this is like the UN having conversations behind the scenes, setting it up, setting up these wars so y'all can do the practice and stuff like that. That's why shit always be weird when towers blow up and shit be getting unveiled and shit like that because they sloppy. But you know what I'm saying? When you have situations like, these missions and shit like that, those are curated. The actual war that they're talking about is going to war on some type of lower nature. You know what I'm saying? Some type of third world lower, and they look at the third world countries like your lower natures or where they got the most slaves and shit at. And you know what I'm saying? And where they got, it was like Egypt concept. So everybody that's fighting over Egypt is low key lower nature and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to know all four corners, you know? But yeah, essentially when we get into that aspect, far as them setting up jobs, you gotta be aware of like the sentiment and stuff like that because it's really to build their pyramid, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of their pyramid and stuff like that, then the job is nice, but the funding, is done in ways where it stops. It's ego. You know what I'm saying? It's just too egoic. It's just too egoic. And it's from the nature of somebody thinking they probably learned everything or something like that. But that ain't the case though. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so like I said, just be sure of that. But that's what it is. If you're signing up for cybersecurity, how do you think they just got on Instagrams promoting jobs, cybersecurity jobs through college and stuff like that, and all of that? This is to get people to you know what I'm saying, be invested. And so they can have the validation to be like, okay, now we got people in this energy. Boom, we can filter this through, a motherfucking our motherfucking mind prophecy, which is to secure the cyber field, you know what I'm saying, or the cyber web, the internet, and all these personalities that's on here and shit like that. And boom. So they got the physical aspect, the operative, and the speculative, what they're actually doing and shit like that. And once you do that, you know what I'm saying, that is what witchcraft is and stuff like that. So if you out here and shit like that, hopping in that bag, you're just more so empowering the ritual. They almost got me for a minute and two till I look at that shit and stuff like that. But this is what they're doing for real. Like even my YouTube page, I'm way past 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I DM'd them, I tweeted them, I sent them screenshots of me having well over the view count to be monetized. I sent them tweets and stuff like that, and they was responding to me sarcasm and shit like that. So if you have a certain mind and whatever, they won't. They're trying to secure, people from the algorithm with certain things and stuff like that. So they're gonna use shit to they're gonna use their cybersecurity team and shit like that. That people that's actually doing that y'all actually funding by actually doing the job and shit like that. But you don't know that's a program to fund the actual cybersecurity psyop. You know what I'm saying? So they have motherfucking that going on, and you just funding people to pay to kick people like me offline and stuff like that. And that's what you might not be seeing, you know what I'm saying, just being a citizen, just wanting a job. You get what I'm saying? And so the more signups they get is the more yeses. It's like voting, like, yes, let's kick this shit off the internet. We don't want this shit off the internet. Unconsciously, you not thinking that's what it is, but that's what they're doing. You get what I'm saying? So know that. Other than that, it wouldn't be formed. And this is why they say they need Space Force, because they need, you know, people. This is the Space Force, the Internet Force, all of that. It's all just little symbolisms of things that they be trying to put up to, get motherfuckers that don't know what they doing involved into some shit just to think they living a happy life. And then that's why they be in hell every time they reincarnate back under the system. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Why? You know what I'm saying? They just have more heart problems, more, it don't matter if you rich, more Diddy problems, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So even Diddy, his ash, yeah, they got him in an ashy spell, aka the 10 Virgo maiden spell and shit. And which is that, you know what I'm saying? You didn't have your oil, so you ain't had no flame and stuff like that. You ain't had no burning flame for your oil, aka, you know what I'm saying? You got too lost in sauce. You thought you was ashy and wet, but you got too wet off American culture and being a part of America and stuff like that. Only thing you was there to do was to blow that you got a job, you worked at a record label, so you did the operative, right? The operative is to take the job and, you know what I'm saying, boom, do what they allow you to do because you're not doing what you do. So you was allowed to talk about money, cars, sex, you know what I'm saying, all of this, boom. Make that situation rich. That whole principle behind whatever you assigned to and shit like that was against you because you wasn't supposed to be doing that in the first place. Boom, so they able to infiltrate you, you know what I'm saying, but you gave your rights away but not knowing how these people are demons that operate in psychology, and they don't really care about necessarily allowing teachers, you know what I'm saying, to flourish and stuff like that, or allowing a different perspective. They care about limiting that, you know what I'm saying, by any means necessary and stuff like that. So like I said, I got screenshots and everything. Whatever. Y'all can go on my Twitter right now and see my conversation with them and how they were speaking to me like in sarcasm, like, oh, like just some straight up bullshit. Oh, we gonna get back to you. Yeah, right. I ain't heard no get back. How you gonna get back to me? You ain't took no email. You ain't took none. You ain't took nothing of importance that's gonna help get back to me. And so I'm just supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying? So it's a little sarcasm. They know this is going on. And shout out to Dolo because that crush shit is real and shit like that. It made me think, okay, so these motherfuckers is. I understand now who's in these algorithms blowing shit up. So whenever I see motherfucking Rollo having the same sentiment as me, far as his homie dying or some shit like that, which rich homie Quan and my homie dying, they'll blow that up negatively to make a lot of people give that energy to that sentiment like that was wrong or something like that. But it'll be based off something them controlling a character or something like that from behind the scenes. It's deep, bro. Y'all gotta get deep. Y'all gotta get there. You know what I'm saying? And you already there. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about nothing. This is what we got going on and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I'm repping them today. You know what I'm saying? It's their imagination and shit. But yeah. So that's you gotta watch out for things like this. This motherfucking world is motherfucking interesting. And once you start, understanding shit, even like the Prodigy video I posted, he said these niggas came to his hood. So it's you just got a group of people that be in the world. They create psyops. It's like a fraternity. They create psyops on what minds is not slaves or not, and then let's create a psyop around it to make whatever they're doing look like it's not benefiting or prospering in the worlds that we be getting popping and helping, you know what I'm saying, and then try to abandon people type shit. So you gotta be very, very, very careful. Okay? Look, see this whole video, I ain't getting no views boost or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they know and stuff like that. I didn't call them out already, so they can't do that. So they gotta keep my shit back organic and shit. You know what I'm saying? And they may manipulating this and make it look extra dramatic right now. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't. I don't really care about that anyway. I just care about what I be understanding within my space. And if I see some weird shit being trying to be manipulated in my space and stuff, and act like I'm supposed to be happy about it, when it ain't got nothing to do with the pure essence of what's trying to be expressed, you know what I'm saying, from the vessel of God, then, man, you know what I'm saying, real shit. But yeah, we got this new moon in Libra coming up and shit like that. So you know what I'm saying, we're gonna be trying to we're gonna feel a need for balance. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna start feeling for these next couple days and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? With this new moon in Libra, we're gonna feel the need for balance with, you know what I'm saying, our relationships and the need of reciprocation and a new way to respond to those things. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have a whole new way to respond to those things, a new way to react. Like, are we being overly dramatic, or having conversations about like, are we being overly dramatic as far as like what we need as far as reciprocation? Or do we need to be, you know what I'm saying, add a little balance? Where do we need to add a little balance and shit like that? For the most part, you may feel like you don't have enough reciprocation right now, but this is the time that you may feel like, you done had it enough. So they need to start acting on that a little bit more and expressing for that and going for that, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's little by little, you know? Um, but yeah, so that dude, this motherfucking live and shit like that. So motherfuckers, I don't look, I always find a way to come up, but I don't like being blocked either. You know what I'm saying? Just because I got a certain energy and stuff like that, and I'm so handsome, and plus, I motherfucking can mix and mingle with all types of different cultures and people and stuff like that, and make everything make simple sense, and they don't want that happening and stuff like that. So, you know, it is what it is. You feel me? Okay? Okay, so you gotta stay on motherfucking toes all the time. know what you into, knowing how you do this shit. Now I done gave y'all a couple of examples about how they do this shit, how they do this job. You know what I'm saying? So even like if you work for a hotel and shit like that, so your job is like you create funding, right? So this is like early infiltration shit. You know what I'm saying? Like America already had a government. It was the Indians. It was us. It was people coming over here doing business with the Indians, going even more crazy because they had a little something from England or whatever. Boom. Then they get more money. They fund the actual operation that's behind the scenes. And that operation behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying, was to, okay, it wasn't called a hotel, or we gonna set this camp up and shit like that to attack these people when they sleep. Now, you may be working a hotel job now, and that shit is based on the whole practice of them actually taking over the world in some way, shape, where it started where they was just sleeping 4 or 5 men a night, you know what I'm saying? Now they sleeping the whole world on your streets. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. These guys are the mindsets that they have is funny. You know, can't do nothing but laugh. You know, now tell me why my views ain't shooting up now, like they was a couple videos ago when I called out YouTube for the extra videos, extra video boosts and stuff like that. Tell me why they ain't doing it now. I thought so. I thought so. You know what I'm saying? Debunk them, make sure they come out real naked. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they come out real naked. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gotta be nervous and stuff like that. We can make things work. We can make it work. We can make it work. Okay? The new world is here. Have no fear. It's too early yet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all go motherfucking take that motherfucking restriction off my page and stuff like that, and being racist and stuff. It ain't no way I should be blocked and stuff like that. I had way over the view counts and monetization and stuff like that. And really, just because, yeah, I need my money, cause you know what I'm saying. I need my money. Real shit. I'm with all the other content creators that's been blocked. We need our money. We need our value. Give me that back. Give me that back. Give me that back. You know, because it's about your value. It's about your esoteric value. It's about, you know what I'm saying, type shit. And so if you in that space, you ain't even got to worry about nothing. Boom. Straight up. Straight up. That's how you come through and kill it. Now, what else I want? So, yeah, I'm about to hop in and do some motherfucking consultations. So, you know what I'm saying? If anybody want one with me, make sure you hit me up. Cito.world/ services and shit like that. We're gonna get you good, figure it out, boom, bada boom. Okay? Watch out and understand what y'all doing with these jobs that y'all got and stuff like that, because they are being used to fund getting rid of or how you originally think. Don't you think you getting up in the morning, like, right? You get up and like, man, I just want to do what I want to do and stuff like that. And this is the thing. They have a mentality like, you know what I'm saying? It is getting rid of a lower nature. So some of that is cool and stuff like that. But, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to being controlled and people playing narcissism, that's a little bit too deep. You know what I'm saying? That's a little bit too deep. Okay? So when you get up in the morning, you like, I can't do what I want to do. Why? Because you got to clock in. That's a version of whatever. You didn't come up with that thought. Your family didn't come up with that thought. They principle that you ain't getting paid off that thought either. So basically you let that thought invade you, and boom, you go do what you got to do, right? You go do what you got to do, and you know what I'm saying? You invade whatever land that you actually stay on and shit like that and whatever, and spend your time. Well, stop spending your time on your land and go to their land and shit like that. And then you start motherfucking flourishing and things and whatever. And if you likable enough, you go up the system. But if not, you know what I'm saying, you travel the background, you know what I'm saying, and go back to your land and put more of that things um, flourish. So they do that operative. They stop y'all from doing that with whatever y'all own business, to the point where they can sell weed, but you can't, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying, without going through that situation. And yeah, and also, speaking of how you want to, you know, um, bill or something like that, or rent, and that the weed would be the business of it, the actual business of it. So you can't actually create a business and stuff. And if once you do, it will be infiltrated, from certain motherfuckers, demons. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you're not getting too far up under a concept of theirs, because they don't want you to do a practice of it too. You feel me? All these jobs that are here and that are funded are practices. That's what it is. Y'all doing practices, you know what I'm saying, to help their system run. And their system is to invade your practice. And right now, you've been so rocked to sleep and changed mentally, you don't know your practice. And then you born up under stuff, so they, give you titles, give you names, tell you where you're from, so you just get all miscombobulated mentally. And now you're never back, you know? So you don't know where to start. And then everybody else rocks to sleep into that world too. However, you know what I'm saying? You don't let nobody motherfucking stop you. You know what I'm saying? You keep going. Straight through that motherfucking life. Boom. But yeah, so this is all this is. That's all it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Just new vibes, new era coming in. So new relationships, new reciprocation. We need all that. Okay? And yeah. So we got more motherfucking shit coming up, more vibes and shit like that. I'll let y'all know what I got coming up next, as far as the music and shit like that. We got that. We got some shit coming. So not too much. We ain't sharing too much. Now you in shape? You in shape for the government? Get your ass again.